Well, I'm here with former Generals captain Neil Holder. Neil, I understand you're up in Kenai, Alaska right now. What are you doing up there?
I'm up here traveling with the Fresno NAHL team. I'm just on the road trip as the team's equipment manager here, and been pretty involved with the junior hockey program in Fresno, so it's been a real treat to be up here in Alaska.
So, I understand you've been doing some coaching down in Fresno as well. Is that true?
Yeah, I went and this summer got my level 4 coaching card, and I get to be on the ice with both the Western States program as well as the NA program. And, I put my 2 cents in with some of the guys where it fits, but most of the time I'm just, going through the rinks, pushing the pucks, listening to the coaching staff we have here, and, just enjoying myself.
And is that something you really thought that you were going to do when you started playing hockey as a little kid or coming through high school?
I never thought I would start at this level. As I started playing juniors, I thought, maybe I could coach at this level at some point. I always did see myself getting involved with the younger kids growing up. As I got to Phantoms and midget age, I would jump on the ice with our local squirt team and help out the coaches there as well.
And so, looking forward, I think you've spent 2 years away from here, so you've probably been coaching and helping out with various teams for about 2 years now. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I don't know. It just depends on what, chances and opportunities are presented to me and what I feel would be best for my future.
So, what other things are you looking at right now as you're kind of spending your time outside of junior hockey? What are you thinking that you might want to do?
I've always been pretty interested in doing some law enforcement. I know in Fresno we have a pretty good police academy. And then, other than that, probably we'll end up doing some schooling. But, it's either hockey or police academy so far that's in my sight.
And so, we can turn our topic here a little bit into, hockey. You spent 3 seasons here with the Eugene Generals. You are 131 games, 53 goals, 75 assists, 128 points. Why don't you talk a little bit about your experience with the Generals and how it kind of ties into what you're doing now?
I just think, Eugene does it right. And, they take care of their players. It's a no-nonsense organization. And, it makes it easy to transfer into life after you, kind of live the dream a little bit there in Eugene.
And let's give credit to where credit is due, because I think you had one of the best experiences here living with Jane Deerding. Why don't you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, Jane is my favorite lady in the world. I love Jane to death, and we have a family tradition now. We're at Jane's house every 4th of July, going back, reliving the memories, and definitely eating good food.
And you use the key word there. You talk a lot about family, and Jane still talks about you quite a bit, Neil. And do you really consider her family?
Yes, she was definitely more than a billet mom to any kid that lived in that house.
And in what way? How was she kind of a mom? And what did she help you, learn or become? What do you credit her with? I can tell that, you have a lot of fond memories with her.
Well, first of all, she just treated us like adults. As long as we stayed within, the curfew guidelines and the guidelines of the team, she would never say no. And it just makes it hard to even want to break the rules when you have such a loving lady like that, letting you live your life.
Yeah, and it's funny that you talk about that, because now every player who's in there, always talks about the food, but always talks about how wonderful, host mom she is, and now they're, really close family friends.
Yeah.
So, looking back upon Eugene, what would you say is one of your most fond memories, either on the ice or off the ice?
Most fond memories, I would have to say when we got, most of the team to stay the night. It was, we were watching, I think, the Country Music Awards, and we had probably every kid that did not have to go to school the next day in that house. And I mean, it's not a very big house, as most people would know, and it just feels like the biggest place in the world when you're in there.
And if you were able to change one thing during the course of your junior career, what would it be?
Not to age out ever.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. Do you play much right now that you bring that up?
I play a little bit in the adult league, but I don't play too much anymore. It hurts. I have a few bad limbs and just no desire to really, exert myself on the ice anymore, I guess.
And I'm going to switch topics on here and squirrel a little bit, but the Eugene Generals 7th Annual Breast Cancer Awareness Night is coming up here on October 21st, and I know you have a story that kind of hits close to home.
Yeah, I think about almost a year ago now, my mom was diagnosed with some breast cancer, but luckily enough, my mom caught it real early, and it was pretty tough for a little while, but my mom got some real good doctors, and they took real good care of her. And I tell you what, my mom is the toughest lady I know. She missed but 2 weeks of work going through her breast cancer.
Wow, I didn't know that.
And I mean, and her work, it was really nice, was really good about it, and I mean, she misses a few days here and there, because it just, with everything that involves, the aftermath, it takes a toll on her too. But I just am so proud of my mom. She sets one of the biggest examples of just how to fight through it.
And she's doing good now, I hope?
Yes, all is well. Spent a lot of time with our baby niece, Clover, who's going to be 2 years old. And, my mom's just having a good time and really just has a new appreciation for life.
Well, I'm really glad to hear that. And so I'm glad, I wanted to bring that up. Sorry to bring that up, but I want people to know that, this breast cancer and the breast cancer night really kind of hits home for all of us and the entire family of the Eugene Generals. So, Neil, we're getting ready to start the second period, so I really want to appreciate the time you took today out of your busy schedule up there in Kenai, Alaska, while you're traveling with Fresno to interview with us.
Yep. Anytime, Flint.
Yeah,
Let's go Generals!
It was a pleasure talking to you. Thanks a lot, Neil.
All right, see you, Flint.